Guys, make sure you like or dislike. Make sure you leave them comments. And don't be a hater. If you're feeling my videos, hit the subscribe button. Alright, you guys. It's a good thing you're here. Now let's really discuss this shit, okay? Let's really break this shit down. Is Jermell Charlo really #1 middleweight, junior middleweight? Is he? Before I really get into that and name my top 5, which wasn't easy to do, I had to really break this one down. I had to really contemplate on this one. But before I really break that shit down, I mean thoroughly, you already motherfucking know. Yeah, that's right, you guys. I can't find no lighter in this bitch. I don't feel like going to the fucking store. So, you know me, I keep it real with y'all. I don't hide shit from y'all. That's right, I gotta use a fucking lighter. I wish I had lighter. Matches. But they get the job done. This is a good one, you guys. I'm gonna hit you guys with some honorable mentions in a minute, okay? Yep. That's exactly what they did in the old days, right? Right? They use matches out the ass. Let's get into this shit. Okay. Now, before I actually get into the top 5, let me hit you guys with a couple honorable mentions, okay? My #1 honorable mentions is Julian J. Rock. You guys know I don't do too much explaining on my honorable mentions, but Julian J. Rock is a top junior middleweight. Whether you have him top 10, top 15, whatever, he's definitely up there. His only fallback in his career is the other guy on my honorable mentions list, Julian J. Rock Williams. Not Julian. Oh, excuse the fuck out of me. E. Shea Smith. He's another top middleweight, regardless of the debatables he has. He's a top middleweight. Yeah, he got some losses, but he's still a top fucking middleweight. And E. Shea Smith fights everybody. With that being said, let's keep the train rolling. Demetrius Andrade / Andrade. The reason, even though he's 160, he's still on my 154 because I don't know if he's gonna go back down to 154 eventually. But it shows you how much strong of a presence he holds at the 154-pound division if he's no longer at the weight class, and I still have him on my list. With that being said, let's keep this motherfucking train rolling. Oh, we're pretty much done with the honorable mentions. That's right. So let's get into number 4. Not number 4. Let's get into number 5. Number motherfucking 5. Miguel Cotto, yo. Miguel Cotto is he's not retired yet, so I could have Miguel Cotto in this list. Miguel Cotto, in my opinion, is still a top super middleweight. He's number 5 in my opinion. Number 1, he fought a lot of good super middleweights. Number 2 is, let's check out some of the names. Daniel Gill, solid. Kamega, his last opponent, solid. Sergio Martinez, even though Sergio Martinez, he wasn't 100% in that fight, that was still a solid win. Miguel Cotto was the underdog in that fight. Miguel Cotto was lock and loaded, ready to beat Sergio Martinez. I even picked Sergio Martinez with the injuries because Sergio Martinez, he's a fucking beast. But yes, his injuries got to him. But Sergio Martinez at that time was a champion, and he was top dog at 154. Top dog at 154. 160, 154, you talking Sergio Martinez. And regardless of how Cotto did it, whether he did it in a diva-ish way or not, he still did it. Devin Rodriguez, solid, whatever. Austin Trout, yeah, he lost to Austin Trout, but it was still solid. He fought Floyd Mayweather at 154. If I'm not mistaken, he fought Antonio Margarito at 154. Miguel Cotto has, have the best resume at 154, but he has a solid resume at 154. And then we have to add to it, he's gonna beat Saddam Ali. So it's pretty solid at 154 for Miguel Cotto. That's why I have him number 5. Not to mention Miguel Cotto, when you look the work he put in period as a fighter, But yeah, I got Miguel Cotto as number 5. Some people may disagree with me, but I think he's good for number 5. With that being said, let's keep this motherfucking train rolling, and let's get into number 4. Number motherfucking 4. Austin Trout, Joe. I really think that Austin Trout is number 4. Now, I know I'm going to get some people in the comment section that might try to kill me for saying that. But you know me, I don't give a fuck. I state my piece, whether you agree with me or not. And I think that Austin Trout, let's just go to Austin Trout's resume, yo. Are you serious? Austin Trout beat some legit fucking 154 pounders. Miguel Cotto being one of them. Just because he just got stopped by Jarrett Hurd. Come on, Jarrett Hurd is a young prospect that hit hard, that just has a whole bunch of punching power, and Jarrett Hurd arguably can beat anybody at 154. If we're just being honest. Remember, I said arguably. But at the end of the day, let's just check it out. His resume is solid. He arguably beat Canelo Alvarez. Excuse the fuck up, you guys. You guys know I edit shit. He arguably beat Canelo Alvarez. He beat Ricardo Torres, but that's all when he was smaller. He beat Carlos Quintana. Zab Judah. Oh, I'm tripping. I'm on Miguel Cotto, but Miguel Cotto has some solid names on his resume. But let's move to Austin Trout. Austin Trout is number 4, and that is official. And I'm going to explain to you and break it down to you why he is number 4 on my list. I don't care what none of y'all say. Austin Trout beat Delvin Rodriguez. He beat Miguel Cotto. Arguably beat Canelo Alvarez. Daniel Dawson, whatever. Joey Hernandez, solid. Had a debatable with Jamel Charlo, and then he took a long ass fucking layoff. Didn't come back to fight a bum. He didn't come back to fight a fucking tune-up fight. Period. He came back to fight Jarrett Hurd. Austin Trout is willing to fight anybody, and shit. To be honest with you, his heart plays a big factor when it comes down to his position, because he had to have the heart to beat these guys like a Miguel Cotto, a solid Miguel Cotto too. Miguel Cotto that was fresh off the Sergio Martinez win, so his head was high in that fight, and the Antonio Margarito win. And he takes a long layoff and comes back and fight Jarrett Hurd. In my eyes, and a lot of people's eyes, was winning on the scorecards until he got stopped. And Jamal Charlo, a few people thought he beat Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo, the bigger brother at that. So, with that being said, I don't care what none of y'all say. Austin Trout is number 4, and when it comes down to top super middleweights in my book. Number 3. Number motherfucking 3. I definitely got to say Jarrett Hurd, yo. Jarrett Hurd is coming off 2 solid wins at junior middleweight. He's coming off of what's the old boy name? Harrison. Tony Harrison. Solid win. Tony Harrison only had 1 defeat. Big puncher. Fast. Was beating his ass until he landed that big punch. And Jarrett Hurd has some good conditioning as well. And then he just beat a top middleweight, in my opinion, Austin Trout. The first person to stop Austin Trout. So he's definitely in contention when it comes down to his position in my top 5 junior middleweights. I think a lot of his is just self-explanatory. Plus he's young. Just had 2 big fights. Jared Hurd is undefeated. You know, he don't have a blemish on his resume. Solid. There's nothing you can pretty much say about Jared Hurd, being that he's young and a whole he still has a whole career ahead of him. So with that being said, let's keep this motherfucking train rolling. And I think number 2 might shock you guys, because I know a lot of you guys might have a number 1, but I don't. I'm gonna say Charlo is number 2 in my opinion. For those of you guys out there, you all know I'm a Charlo fan. I'm a fan of both of the brothers, but I think they both have some more to prove. And not to mention, I think a lot of people, I won't say they're ducking the Charlo brothers. I feel that they might feel that the Charlo brothers might not bring that big of a draw, so they kind of, I don't know, a lot of boxers look for the money. Not only the boxers, they're promoters as well. But Charlo, the reason he's number 2, let's talk about the good part, because a lot of you guys look at that like it's a bad thing, him being number 2. Let's talk about the good part about him being number 2. He's number 2 because he just stopped Erickson Lubin, a guy that was damn near looking invisible for a minute, even though a lot of people might think he was green, etc. You know, the point is he beat him, and he beat Hadley, he beat Haley, and Jamel Charlo has. I think Jamel has faced the better competition out of the 2 brothers. That's just my opinion. And Jamel Charlo calls out everybody. At the end of the day, Jamel Charlo, I think that it was the way he beat Erickson Lubin. You know, first round domination. You know, leaving it out of the judges' hands. Arguably the best KO of the year. Plays a big factor as well. I gotta definitely give that to Jamel Charlo as far as being number 1. But number 2. I know a lot of you guys got number 1, but that's fine. But let's get to number 1. Number motherfucking 1. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. Eris Lenny Lara is definitely number 1 on my list when it comes down to I think he's the guy to beat at super middleweight right now. For several reasons. I could go all day about Eris Lenny Lara. Eris Lenny Lara beat Paul Williams when Paul Williams was a force at 154. A lot of people was ducking Paul Williams, arguably Floyd Mayweather. I would have loved to see Eris Lenny Lara fight Sergio Martinez in his prime. That would have been a good fight right there. But Eris Lenny Lara being the first person to beat Austin Trout clearly. Yeah, Canelo beat him, but Eris Lenny Lara beat his ass clearly. Knocked him down and everything. And if you ask me, I think his knockdown was a little bit colder than Canelo knockdown was but Eris Lenny Lara knockdown was like, you gonna feel this. Facts. I'm just being Baines Petrosyan. He beat him after having a draw with him, but it's the fact that in Baines Petrosyan, you could probably say he's an honorable mention. He's a solid middleweight. Paul Williams, I think that was a good win because he clearly outboxed Paul Williams, even though they robbed fucking Eris Lenny Lara. He clearly beat Paul Williams. We all know it. Ronald Hearns stopped him in the first round. Angulo showed adversity and beat Angulo when Angulo was dangerous. And Angulo is a solid middleweight. You can't sleep on no fucking Angulo, okay? And another thing, y'all, Canelo Alvarez, you can put him as an honorable mention, but I don't think he's 154 no more. I don't think he's going back down to 154. I will only put a fighter at 154 that's already fighting at 160 if it was a debate that they was gonna go back to 154. I don't see Canelo going back to 154 unless it was a Mayweather or some big time type of fight. So Baines Petrosyan, Yuri Foreman, Terrell Gusher, and he arguably beat Canelo Alvarez in a lot of people's eyes. I didn't have him winning, but to have a debatable fight with Canelo Alvarez like that, and Canelo being so much bigger than Erislandy Lara, and and he was taking Canelo Alvarez body shots. I think he's the man to beat. At I think he's the man. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I know a lot of you guys gonna try to debate me, and um, I'm not tripping. I'm down with the debates. You already know the debates is fun and help us learn more. But I think Erislandy Lara is literally the man to beat as junior middleweight. Nobody has beat this man clearly. Oh, I forgot about Carlos Molina. He had a draw with Carlos Molina. I need to watch that fight again. I think he beat Carlos Molina. But Carlos Molina is a middleweight. He's like a very savvy middleweight. Ain't no like nobody be surprised if you lose to Carlos Molina. Only reason he's not in my little honorable mention is because he's inactive and some extra shit. Somebody let me know what's up with Carlos Molina as well. He was like a savvy. If he beats you, it's gonna be ugly. Nobody like to really watch him fight, but he was a fucking problem, yo. With that being said, you guys, this is the channel to be at. Thanks for watching.